So it looks like we are live, Miliswa.
Yes, yes.
Okay, wonderful. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on where you're connecting in from. A warm welcome to the WomHub and WomEdge live stream series. It is such a pleasure to be here with you on this very warm spring day here in South Africa. We are currently live streaming across all our platforms. So that's on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. We would love to make the session as interactive as possible. So please feel free to share your thoughts, ask questions, leave comments on any of the platforms throughout the live stream series. We will keep an eye on these as they come through, and I will give shouts out and also raise your questions so that we can maybe answer them on this in this space. So that being said, let us dive right in. So, just a brief intro. As I said, welcome on this lovely day. Welcome to everyone who is listening and watching. My name is Yvette Haguma. I'm a project manager at WomHub and have just been with WomHub not very long. I have a degree in electrical and electronic engineering and worked for Ford Motor Company in the UK as an electronic engineer before I went into the world of financial services. But let's not go there. I'm currently doing working towards an MBA, and I get very excited about women in STEM, and particularly women in engineering because it's close to my heart. So the work that we do at WomHub is just amazing because I feel like I am really positioned in the right place at the right time. But enough about me. On the live stream with me is Miliswa Mokoteli, who is our community manager at WomHub. Miliswa, please introduce yourself to our listeners. Miliswa, are you there?
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, and as Yvette
It looks like we have lost Miliswa. We'll just give her a few minutes to check back in. Yep, it looks like we've lost Melissa. We'll just give her a few minutes to check back in. Apologies for the technical issues. But yeah, we should have her soon. She is back. Melissa, we lost you.
sorry
Welcome
about
back.
Thank you. So as I was saying, I'm Miliswa Mokoteli. I am the WomHub's community manager. But before that, like all of us, we have a story. I was a lawyer who turned into a community developer. I run an organization for women where we do personal development and we assist young women. And how I found myself in the space of working with WomHub is because I saw the work that they were doing and I fell in love with it because it resonated so much with what I was doing. So yes, so yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that intro. Sorry, I just realized we did not speak to what the topic is about, which is very, very important. So today we'll be talking about the power of the collective. And now
Right.
I'm just looking at some of the comments as they're coming through. People are saying they're happy to be connected. And we even have a good evening from Cape Town. Wonderful. So, Miliswa, thank you so much for that. So that positions you quite nicely as a community manager, doesn't it? So
Right.
what does community mean for us in this respect?
Yeah, I like that question. I think for me, what in essence what community is the power of the collective, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it is ultimately about taking care of our alumni, right? Because we have the biggest database in the country and ultimately in Africa of women engineers. And that is amazing. And we're looking at ways of how we can provide opportunities for all of them who have already completed our programs, who've come through our programs, and now post the program, we're looking at ways of how we can then support them. So shout out to all you alumni. We see you in the room. So yes, that's basically what community means for us, taking care of our alumni in every way possible. And I'm hoping that after this conversation, we will have a long debate and chat with all our alumni about what that looks like. Yes, thank you.
Amazing, amazing. That's really great to hear. So, all our alumni out there, we haven't forgotten about you. We are still carrying with you in our hearts, and we are still willing to and wanting to very much walk this journey with you. So, Melissa, I feel like that resonates quite well with our approach, our ecosystem approach. Especially with our theme this year being igniting the ecosystem. How does community management tie in with our ecosystem philosophy?
Right. So when I think about it, ecosystem with us, it's about working with the girls and also who then become the young women in university who then become a young professional or they open their own business. And our approach then is to make sure that we keep them in the family so that they are able to tap into the network that we have. Whatever purpose, they can be sharing knowledge, they can access our products and services. So basically, it's about us making sure that we keep you in the value chain. And in that way, you will actually be impacted by the collective. And that's where the power of the collective lies, right? And I think some of the things that we need to think about is how do we pay it forward, right? How do we make sure that after you have gone through this program, you are able to take a hand back and lift up another person who has been in the same position as you, right? And in essence, we then make the circle big in that way, right? So
Yeah.
it's amazing how the ignition of the ecosystem happens and it's amplified in essence by the community.
Amazing. It's almost like, if I may take the analogy off of the Lion King animation, like the circle of life, right? So, you've
Right.
learned something and you have your eye on the prize, but you're still reaching back to help people along this journey. And I think
That's
that's
what it's
wonderful.
about.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what it's about.
Yeah,
So yes, Yvette, since this is a conversation, right, and
yeah,
not an interview, I'm gonna throw a question over to you. What
sure.
does community look like for you, and how do we use it to ignite women in STEM?
That's a good question. So for me, when we work with young women, we want to see their successes. We want to see the impact that they have on our economy as we speak to changing the narrative around women in STEM, not just in
Yeah.
South Africa, not just in Africa, but globally.
Yes.
Um, and being part of that community means it opens up a whole host of possibilities. You get to rub shoulders with lots of different people who think differently from you in a good way, you know, because that
Right.
iron sharpens iron, so that they're able to lift you up, to push you, you know, and that sort of thing. So, and
Yes.
we want to celebrate those successes, and we want to walk the talk with these women, you know.
Right.
So
Because it
that's what
is
it looks like for
important.
me.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that because I believe like our topic says today that the power is in the collective. Nobody is self-made, right? You
Yes.
need the whole collective to come together to make an entrepreneur. And that's the amazing thing with the work that you do. Can you share with us some of the critical success stories that you have come across in building this community?
Absolutely. This is one of my favorite parts to speak to. So at WomHub, we find the power of the tribe in our cohort a very powerful tool.
I like that, right? Because it's the tribe, right?
Exactly, exactly. And what that represents and how it supports and lifts up, and how you're not alone in this. You're not alone on this journey.
Yes.
For example, we have just closed out EGA 1. And throughout the program, we saw things like partnerships begin to develop amongst the cohort.
That's
So they partnered.
amazing.
Yes, they partnered up in a business sense. They shared opportunities with one another. Some became even partners of WomHub. Again, speaking to that circle of life.
Right. Isn't it about that though? Isn't it
Yes,
about the fact that you belong to this community that is able to
exactly.
expose you to amazing opportunities? That's
Yeah.
why they say Tonto was a lone ranger and it never works. It takes you need to belong, right? Because we
Yes.
all have the need to belong. I think that's amazing. And for
Yeah.
me, I think especially for our South African landscape, what is going to be critical for women is collaboration, right?
Yeah.
Because there's power in the collaboration, there's power in coming together, there's power in,
Absolutely.
you know. So I
Yeah.
believe that I think that's why today we wanted to speak to that, because we wanted to
Yeah.
just pull out ideas around how does that look like, how does the collective look like in building an entrepreneur, in building that professional. And with WomHub's community, I think that is amazing, right?
Yeah. And to your point, it's part of the value chain that we endeavor to foster at WomHub.
Right.
We invest not only in women, we invest in partnerships, we invest in collaboration and that sort of thing.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Because
Mm.
not, I think this is the part that we actually didn't even speak to. The fact that these founders have a potential to also be funded. So not only do you just become part of the cohort, but there's many opportunities that you can actually receive funding, which for me makes the whole ecosystem, you amplify this whole amazing thing that we're doing. Because I mean, I can even talk to the fact that on Thursday we're kicking off with Western Cape's EGM. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Western
Yeah.
Cape represent.
Amazing.
We're looking forward, right? And it's
Yes.
exciting times, right? Because we want women to succeed. We want women to be at the forefront of change, because they say when you build a woman, you build a community. And that is amazing for me.
Yeah.
That just the power of the collective. It is just an amazing phenomenon. I wonder
Yeah.
what our
And
audience are saying there.
oh, sorry, I'm supposed to be keeping an eye on these. So we have a good evening. So great to have your voices on your call. That's from Anjani. She says, great to have you both in live stream. So great to have our WomHub family grow. And that speaks to us being
Woohoo!
newbies at WomHub. So Tile is saying, amazing platform. Keep up the great work.
Thank
Ntabiseng
you.
is
Thank you,
saying,
Tatile.
each one reach one. That's amazing. That really speaks
I
to
love that. Tweet that.
Yes. Elizabeth is saying she's happy to be connected. So thank you all for your comments and your messages, and please keep them coming through as well. And so, yeah, so Miliswa, can we just talk a little bit more about the pillars of community? And can you speak around what that means for women in our economy, especially women in STEM?
I didn't hear that. What is the
Oh, sorry,
question?
did I break up? No, I was talking
Yeah.
about what are the pillars of communication of community. How can you speak to this in for women in STEM?
Right. I think for us, the most amazing and critical pillar is obviously availing this platform where these women are able to connect
Hmm.
on a legit level, right? Where we provide a safe space for that development. I think at the back of our mind, it's always critical that whatever it is that we engage ourselves in should bring the benefit of growth. That's one thing. And then the
Yeah.
second thing is just authentically building relationships, right? Speaking, having conversations around
Yeah.
critical things that will assist your business to become something exponential. Not only your business, if you are in corporate, all the things that are required for you to move through the ranks. So when you
Hmm.
belong in a community, those conversations have a potential to quadruple your growth in an amazing way. But I think what's critical as well is the fact that because we know that we are all seeking connections, right? And providing an environment of this nature, it moves us towards our vision, right? And our mission. And it makes what we're trying to do super possible. So for
Yeah.
me, I believe that community is the future. I believe that, for anybody to become a success, they need to be surrounded by people of like-mindedness, right? And yeah,
Yes,
so
the
it's
right people. The right people. You need to surround yourself with the right people, right? The people that
because
are
you
going
can be surrounded, right?
to. Pardon?
You can be surrounded by anybody, but it needs to be the
True.
right kind of people.
Yes, exactly. And I
Yes,
also wanted to point out that the work that we do and the journeys that we take is not just about people's business.
right,
We also speak to people's psychology as well. You know how
right,
people have we've seen from the beginning of a program how people are shy and the founders are so timid and how we've been able to stretch and to pull out of them what was already there, and you already
right.
see this even throughout halfway through the program you see this almost like
Blossom.
butterfly come exactly, who comes out of their
And
shell and they're able to, and it helps, it speaks to how they can walk into a boardroom and elevate their business and and that sort of thing.
yes. And for me, Yvette, what's amazing about our programs is that because they are so niched and so little, the impact you can see it, right? The alumni in the room can speak to this. The impact
Yeah,
is amazing. And what community then seeks to do is that now that you've experienced all of this, right? How can we continue in this journey with you so that you can become a true powerhouse beyond the cohort, right? So
exactly.
what WomHub is saying is that yes, we know that our cohort is a year, but our community is a lifetime, right?
Yeah,
And the main idea around that is that we truly want to create a village where people who walk into our community, they feel welcome, they feel part of what we're trying to do, but
the
also
family.
they feel supported, right? They feel
Yeah.
supported. They feel like they're part of a family, because once
Yes.
you do that, your successes become part of everybody's successes, right?
Yes,
So
and
I'm,
almost
I'm
like a ripple effect kind of, you're changing one
right.
person who's then going to reach five other people, who's then going to reach however many more other people.
Yes, that's
Yes,
exactly it, right? I think for me, we need to have more conversations around what then does community look like? How do we serve
Yeah.
you? All
Yeah.
those that are on the platform today, what ideas can you share? What things are you looking for us to actually do in servicing you post the program?
The program.
Whether you're a fellow, whether you are a founder, whether you are a young professional or a professional, what will that look like? And so I'm just asking that you look out for more
Yes.
communication around that. So
Yeah.
it's going to be an amazing journey. Yes.
Yeah. So I really like that you said that. So as a founder, we've not forgotten about you. Even if you finished an accelerator program or an incubator program, you're still plugged in. You're still plugged into the family at WomHub, and whatever doors that opens for you. Sorry, let me just have a look at the comments. We have Elizabeth again saying the power of collaboration should never be underestimated. We've got
That's
Renee
it.
here, Cape Town, saying woohoo.
Woo! Western Cape.
We've got
Represent.
we've got another Elizabeth also saying surround yourself with the right people. Nicely said. So you can see a lot of people are coming out with similar, echoing the same themes that we are putting out there, which is wonderful.
Right. Because
Yes.
I mean, what's amazing about it, Yvette, is that the whole essence of Ubuntu is based on the fact that umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu, right? So that's a
Yeah.
closer saying that says you are because of others, right? So basically, what WomHub here is trying to do, what we're trying to do is to say, how can we become something to you so that you can become something to somebody else, right? So we want the whole paid forward mindset in our community, because at the end of the day, if we do have that, then we are unstoppable, right? And I
Yeah.
know that now we are the biggest database of women engineers. Imagine what we would do if we would all come to the party, right? When we are in community, whether we are called on to do something, whether we called on to showcase our business, and whatever form that it would look like. For me, I believe that it's critical that you belong to a tribe, right? And
Yeah.
I'm looking for conversations around what does your tribe look like? What does the language of your tribe sound like? Because you obviously don't want to take a sound of another tribe. You want your own. And once you can be able to define your own tribe, you are unstoppable, because those
Yes.
people will cheer for you even when you leave the room. So for me, I'm super, super excited about community. I believe that the power of the collective is an amazing phenomenon, and we should champion it forward, right?
Amazing. I'm sure there's no doubt about your excitement about this, Millie. So I know it's very close to your heart. We have a question here from Anjani. She's asking, what is she asking? Sorry. What are some of the initiatives that can be expected from WomHub's community? WomHub's community initiatives. What are
Right.
some
That is a
things
good.
that?
Yeah, that is a very good question. So one of the first things that we are going to do, because we believe that it takes a community to come up with amazing ideas, we are going to reach out to each cohort to nominate one person from their cohort, so that they can become council members, right? So the idea around this whole council is that we have a think tank, of some sort, where we come up with events for the cohorts. We come up with whether it's live events or virtual events, right? And so what we are planning to do is that we make sure that you are plugged in. So we'll be reaching out to our community. Please don't ignore the email. Please shout
Yes.
back out. Miliswa is gonna be on your face. So yes, it's just
Wonderful.
Amazing and amazing. I mean, for example, in September, it's Entrepreneurship Month, right? So we're thinking about things around that. So be on the lookout. There's a lot that's cooking. It's all for you, and I'm hoping that you will partake with all your heart, because at the end of the day, it's to grow you and better you as an individual.
Exactly. And even to those the new founders in our family, those who are just starting this journey with us, please stay plugged in with Miliswa. You're now part of the family and you have a lot to bring to the table. So
Right.
just to put that, there's some more shout outs here. There's Welile who's saying, shout out to Welile from Ladysmith, your biggest fan. I love the conversation, very informative.
Woohoo!
Thank you. Tombi here is saying, love the community. It is so true that our business is as good as our network. Fantastic. I think
that.
Angie is our biggest fan here with another message. She says, yes, building community also allows us to take development of our economies further. We create jobs, we fill jobs, and together we fund companies that create growth too.
That's
WomHub,
amazing. It's true, right?
yes. And another message,
Yes.
Tombi saying she's looking forward to the in-person and networking events.
Right.
So I'm just worried about time, but I'll keep an eye on that. And as we close off this broadcast, I just want to say it has been an absolute pleasure to host this and share this space, hold this space for you all. We have an incredible community of female founders, in case we have not mentioned it enough. We run several programs, and with a focus on building and developing female founders, women in engineering across the continent. And we do this with sustainability in mind. So we give back to the community, and that's very important to us. So just a message here saying we're looking forward to all the community building work and initiatives coming up. And lots of emojis.
I love the enthusiasm.
Yes. So Miliswa, if people want to reach out to us, how can they do this? If they want more information.
No, that's easy. Guys, right. The first place obviously is to go to our website. All our information is there. But keep out on the social media. Look out for everything that we post. We put it on our social media. So follow us there. If you are not on our social media platform, please make sure you join. But thank you so much for being part of this. It shows that you are amongst the ones that are transformed.
Yes, absolutely. And just to let you know what our website is it's www.womhub.com. I have also put it on the banner down there, so you should be able to see it. Sorry, another message coming in from Dudu. Very happy to be one of 25 nominees. Looking forward to this journey of growth. I believe she's one of the EGA founders. Another message coming through. Thank you. This has set the scene for what is to come. Looking forward to the first session on Thursday in Cape Town.
Right.
I believe that's from EGA AMP. So that's one.
I love Western Cape. Woo, they came all out.
Amazing. No, it's wonderful that when we send a call out, we still have people from our immediate network. We have our current founders, we have our alumni, and they always show up, and we don't take that for granted in any way. So thank you all so very much.
And that's what community is, right? It's
exactly
the post, the past, the present, and the future. Because the
and everything in
the
between.
future, they're gonna join soon. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, with the ones that are starting tomorrow and also on Thursday. So fantastic. Thank you so much again. It has been a pleasure to host the space with you with Miliswa. Miliswa, thank you so much for availing yourself. It has been an absolute pleasure. And
Thank
yeah, we
you.
can't wait to see what the future holds. Hey.
Yeah. We're gonna hold all these we're gonna hold these conversations more. So
Yeah.
call your neighbor's neighbor, make sure they
Yes.
join the community because it
Yes.
is the future. Thank
Yes.
you. It was lovely,
Thank
Yvette,
you.
being here. It was exciting. It was energizing, and I hope that
Thank
we're gonna
you.
continue this offline.
Yes, definitely.
I'm gonna be in touch. I'm gonna be in touch. Yeah. Thank you for the platform.
Definitely. Thank you. Have a lovely evening to everyone. Thanks
Bye,
again.
guys. Thank you for logging
Bye.
in.
Yes, we really appreciate that. Thank you.